Okay, Vic, started. Just go real quick.
From the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Friday night, this is exciting. Imperial Valley football on VSNSports.net, the Valley Sports Network, the source for Imperial Valley sports. For John Moreno, this is Vic Carrillo here in Holtville, California, as the Calexico Bulldogs open up the game with a kickoff to the Holtville Vikings. And we now welcome the voice of choice, Johnny Mo, John Moreno Brown.
Ernie Sanchez with a pooch kick to number 80, Alexis Toloso, will take it up to the 43-yard line. So Holtville's going to start this first series. They elected to receive on the kickoff, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Vikes.
The Vikings going with Spencer Hilfiker, Roger Rolfe, Peyton Eiton, Seth Eiton, and Daniel Ledesma in the backfield. Mason Toten, the tight end.
Penalty flags. It could be false start on the Vikings.
So offensively for the Vikings, they go with Cade Damarel, Austin Trevino, Alan Marquez at center, Alexis Roldan, and Smith Hilfiker manning the offensive line. The quarterback will be Hilfiker Spencer. He's a senior, 6'1", 220-pounder, an excellent passer, but they like to utilize the ground game tonight, John.
So it's a encroachment call on Calexico and a handoff up the middle, stopped there by Abran Sasueta, number 21, Peyton Eiton, losing a couple of yards and bringing up a second and long for the Vikings at their own 47-yard line.
Well, the Vikings average 320 yards per game on the ground, led by Peyton Eiton and his brother Seth Eiton with 127 yards and 104 yards respectively. As penalty flags are thrown again.
More movement on the line of scrimmage. Another encroachment call against the Bulldogs. That's 10 yards so far in 2 plays.
Well, could it be the excitement, John? They've been playing for over 100 years. I think the first game goes back to 1916. Tell us about that.
Well, it's been a long start, and sometime later on in the century that there was a drop in the rivalry between Holtville and Calexico, and number 24, that's Seth Eiton going down the far sideline. Touchdown, Holtville. He got through the line of scrimmage, Vic, and broke one tackle and took it all the way down the far sideline for 6 points for the Vikings.
Running behind the blocking of Cade Damarel and Austin Trevino, they opened up a running lane on the left side of the line, and Seth Eiton with that quick lateral movement and open field speed was able to put 6 points on the scoreboard as the game's first offensive series with 11-11 remaining here in the first quarter.
And they're going for 2. Right up the middle, number 29, the ball carrier, that's Daniel Ledesma, goes to the left side and puts the 2 points.
So just like that, the Holtville Vikings jump out to an 8-0 lead on the Calexico Bulldogs, who have yet to touch the ball. From the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez.
Out of the gun, looking over the middle, way deep. Pass is caught by number 21. Touchdown. And the kickoff by the Vikings will go all the way to the back of the end zone, and the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Here in the first quarter, Holtville scores 8-0.
So welcome back, everybody, to Valley Sports Network, the source for Imperial Valley sports, as the Calexico Bulldogs, surprised by the early start of the Holtville Vikings on a Seth Eiton scamper for 46 yards for a touchdown, will now take over for the first time with David Esquer in the offensive backfield at quarterback.
Esquer out of the shotgun is going to hand it off to Sanchez right up the middle. Breaks one tackle, gets to the 32-yard line. 1st and 10. Move those chains for Calexico. Ernest Sanchez right up the middle. Vic picks up 12.
Well, Sanchez has 204 yards rushing thus far in the early part of the season with an 80-yard run against Castle Park that opened up the floodgates in scoring in that game, the second game of the season for the Bulldogs. After an opening loss to Palo Verde, they've come on with 3 straight wins while the Vikings come in undefeated 4-0.
Out of the gun, David Esquer, 1st and 10. Rivera in motion. He'll take the handoff. Andrew Rivera turns a corner. Not much there, Vic. And it'll bring up a 2nd and about 9.
In to make the tackle is number 10, Fermin Velarde, a defensive back who comes into the game as the leading tackler on the Holtville defense with 52 tackles thus far in the young season, and 30 of those, John, have been solo tackles.
So 2nd and 9, the ball at the 33-yard line of Calexico with David Esquer spreading out the offense. He'll hand it off to Sanchez. Sanchez up the middle one more time, and he'll take it to about the 39-yard line. He'll pick up about 5 yards on the gain.
Well, Sanchez, a welcome addition to the Bulldog running game. He can score from anywhere on the field, John, and the Holtville Vikings, their rush defense will be tested tonight.
Well, Sanchez is coming off an injury. He hurt his calf at the Calapat game, so hopefully he's 100% tonight. So 3rd and short. Again, running the option. Andrew Rivera takes the pitch from Esquer. Will get a 1st down, move those chains, get closer to the midfield point, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Calexico at their own 44.
Brought down by defensive back number 29, Daniel Ledesma, 5'10", 170-pound junior, as we go with Betancourt, Elliot Ortiz, Smith, Hilfiger, Andres Luna, the front 4. The linebackers are Mason Toten, Daniel Ledesma, who just made that tackle. Will give you the defensive backs after this play.
1st and 10. Pradis in motion. He'll take a little swing pass, and it's blocked, and somebody smartly falls on it, number 21, Ernest Sanchez.
A dangerous pass, John, as he threw it back, and Mason Toten was there from his defensive end position, alertly putting his hands out and deflecting that pass. That pass should have probably been thrown with a little arch to it so that Marin could have run under it. Nevertheless, it puts the Bulldogs back with a 2nd and 25.
The ball at the 25-yard line. The Bulldogs got to get across midfield to the 46 of Holtville. So a 2nd and long. Sanchez in the backfield, David Esquer out of the shotgun, doubles. Sanchez takes the handoff going to the right side, breaks a few tackles and takes it up to about the 35. He picked up about 10.
Well, he was tackled by a horde of Vikings led by Donovan Johnston, number 6, Fermin Velarde, and Peyton Knighton. Those are names that you're going to hear frequently tonight as they're the leading defenders for this stingy Holtville Viking defense.
Under 8 minutes to go in this first quarter.
Bulldogs going with Mario Arredondo and Nisael Gastelum. The center is Christian Martinez, also one of the team captains tonight. Isaac Santiago and Yair Silva round out the starting offensive line.
Double formation on us. 3rd and about 18. David Esquer, play action, going deep. Pedro Cruz, double guarded, but you know what? There's penalty flags all over on a double team on Pedro Cruz. It could be a pass interference.
It looks like it, John, as the referee was right there on the spot as the receiver Cruz was prohibited from being able to make a catch.
It'll be a pass interference against the Vikings, and they'll move the ball up to right at midfield and give Calexico a 3rd down. 3rd down and about 4. So doubles with Sanchez in the backfield, Esquer out of the shotgun. Pradis in motion. Sanchez takes a handoff. He'll get to the 1st down marker. Is that enough?
Well, his feet were at the first down marker. Where was the ball placed as he made a spin move once he crossed midfield, running behind the blocking of Christian Martinez.
They'll move the chains, Vic. It'll be a 1st and 10 for Calexico at the Holtville 46-yard line.
You know, thus far in the first 4 games, John, Sanchez has been averaging 11.3 yards per carry. And that's good in any level, any league, if you ask me.
Absolutely. And like his dad, he was a hard runner too back in the early 2000s. So a 1st and 10 for Calexico at the Viking 46. Esquer, Sanchez in the backfield. Double-double formation. Esquer looking to his right. Little swing pass to Sanchez. Sanchez takes the hit and keeps on moving, Vic, and he'll take it to about the 40.
And that was number 29, Daniel Ledesma, the cornerback that made the hit on Sanchez, but Sanchez still able to move forward and pick up some good yardage.
Pick up 6 yards. So a 2nd and about 4 for the Bulldogs. Around 6 minutes to go in the first quarter.
Well, John, a beautiful night for football. A nice little breeze up here as we're on top of the world here, on top of the press box.
Esquer out of the shotgun. Man in motion. Andrew Rivera will take the handoff. Coming this way. Turns a corner, the 35, and gets a first down. Picks up about 5 and move those chains for the Bulldogs.
That was Dorian Mays, number 9, making the tackle, a senior. Also one of the leading tacklers for the Vikings overall. He has 32 tackles to his credit thus far this season.
So a 1st and 10 for Calexico. The storied rivalry that goes back over 100 years, Vic, to 1915 was the first time both of these schools played each other. So Pradis will get the handoff, going to the right, the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, inside the 10-yard line. Jesus Pradis with a handoff, making some exciting moves and putting the Bulldogs on a 1st and goal.
Well, he was able to get to the outside there at the 30-yard line, and then he put on the afterburners, John, and just kind of glided. It seemed like he has that effortless running style and able to get inside the 10 as time has been called. Well, let's talk a little bit about the coaches tonight as we go with a new young head coach in Fernando Solano in his 2nd season. The first season was an abbreviated one in 2021 in the spring as due to COVID-19. 5-game schedule. He won 1 game and lost 4, but he's turned it around this fall as the Bulldogs in the month of September have raced out to a 3-1 overall record. On the other side, you have Jason Turner in his 4th season with the Vikings. 31 total wins. They're 4-0 this year. They won. They were 4-1 in the fall. Last spring, and he's won a championship in the Manzanita League. So, 2 fine coaches here representing Holtville and Calexico.
1st and goal for the Bulldogs down at the Viking 6-yard line. Double-doubles. Esquer out of the shotgun with Sanchez in the backfield. Rivera on the right.
5:09 remaining here in the quarter. Calexico down 8-0.
Rivera in motion. Fakes the dive. Will pitch it to Rivera. Rivera lowers his shoulder. And no gain. Maybe a few yards.
Andrew Rivera, only a sophomore, John. The great-grandson of Francis and Pete Alvarado, great Bulldog boosters and a great family. The Alvarados very active in Calexico recreation and youth sports, and particularly high school sports, as all their children were talented athletes and contributing. And here you see his great-grandson. He's the son of Angie Alvarado, the grandson of Angie Alvarado.
Sanchez with the ball, but it hit hard and stopped in his tracks.
And that was number 42, Ben Bentoncourt, defensive lineman that was able to crash through and make the initial contact on Sanchez. So the Bulldogs, with 4:11, find themselves down 8-0 to the Holtville Vikings here at Burger Field in Holtville.
3rd and goal from about the 7. Esquer out of the shotgun. Hands the football off. That's Rivera. Andrew lowering his shoulder and take it inside the 5 to about the 4. And the Bulldogs with a 4th and goal now.
Well, John, it's early in the game, first quarter. Do you try for the field goal and get 3 points? Or do you try to send a message to the Vikings and go on this 4th down and goal play?
Well, I think Coach is going to go with it. He's going to go for it, yes. 4th and goal.
So David Esquer, the quarterback, coming in, relaying the play. They've got several offensive weapons they can choose from Sanchez to Rivera.
Pradis, Cruz, and they're going to go for it.
And don't forget number 3, Andres Ramirez, who split out to the right.
Fakes the dive, and Sanchez takes it in. Touchdown, Calexico. Ernie Sanchez from 4 yards out, takes it in for the Bulldogs to score 6 points.
Well, running behind the blocking
On a 4th and goal, Vic.
Of Christian Martinez, along with Yair Silva, able to get in to make that touchdown. So, with 2:58 remaining here in the first quarter, Calexico getting set for the point after.
Gael Monzon will go for the point after. The snap, the set it, and it's kicked into the Viking defense, so it's no good.
So with 2:58 remaining here in the first quarter, both teams have drawn blood, and the Vikings lead by 2, 8-6 over the visiting Calexico Bulldogs.
For the best burgers in town, it's Burgers and Beer at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Burgers and Beer is a place to watch the big game. Great food and great service. That's Burgers and Beer. By Ivy Welding and Mechanical, industrial welding contractor. For your heavy metal needs, Ivy Welding incorporates welding techniques to build high-quality systems that exceed client expectations. Call Fred Baeza at 760-482-WELD, W-E-L-D. That's Ivy Welding and Mechanical in El Centro. And by Marianne Valenzuela, your State Farm insurance agent in the Imperial Valley, specializing in auto, home, business, property, and more. And with over 20 years of experience, Marianne will help figure out what coverage you need to take control of your financial future. Like a good neighbor, she's located at 122 Main in Brawley. That's Marianne Valenzuela, your State Farm insurance agent. So Calexico now kicking off to the Vikings. Still in the first quarter, a little under 3 minutes to go.
Daniel Ledesma standing back inside the 10-yard line.
Gael Monzon go end over end kick, picked up inside the 25.
That's Seth Eiton.
Seth Eiton is carrying people with him as he takes it up to about the 47-yard line.
Only a sophomore, John. So the Vikings will come out offensively, led by Spencer Hilfiger. He'll be joined by Peyton Eiton and Seth Eiton in the backfield, along with Roger Wolf at wide receiver and Daniel Ledesma, Mason Toten, the tight end.
So Spencer Hilfiger out of the shotgun. Everybody in tight. He's handed it off to number 24. That's Seth Eiton, left side, and takes it up for a gain of 5. They'll spot it right at the Bulldog 48-yard line. Hilfiger out of the shotgun. 2nd and 5. Another handoff to the right side. That's number 21, Peyton Eiton. Will get a first down and more. And they'll spot it inside the 45 at the 41. 1st and 10.
Defensively, the Bulldogs go with Zazueta, Arreola, Verdugo, Thomas Ibarra, and Andres Castro on the front 5. Marin, Gastelum, Rivera, and Hernandez, the linebackers, will give you the defensive backs after this play.
And looks like the Bulldogs are jumping off sides.
And that was Misael Gastelum, number 57, the guilty culprit.
3 offsides penalties in the first quarter.
Right, after 2 offside plays in the first opening series for Holtville, then Peyton Eiten was able to break off that 46-yard touchdown run to get things rolling for the Vikings.
So a 1st and 5. Faking the dive and keeping the football is Spencer Hilfiger coming down the near sideline, getting a first down and more, and stopped there by number 8 for Calexico.
Ismail Burgess.
So he made a touchdown-saving tackle, but not till
Spencer Hilfiger, 6'2", 220-pound quarterback, surprised everybody, but he carries the ball every once in a while once they lull the defense to sleep, thinking that it's either going to be the Eiten brothers or Ledesma carrying the ball.
1st and 10 at the 16. Eiten finds a lot of room, gets a lot of people in front of him blocking, gets a 1st and goal, will take it inside the 5 to about the 3-yard line.
Well, that was Mason Toten leading the blocking along with number 69, Alexis Roldan, and number 3, Roger Royce.
So a 1st and goal for the Vikings.
The Vikings aren't big, John, but they're efficient.
And that's Peyton Eiten again going to the right side. Will he get in? Touchdown, Holtville. Peyton Eiten taking the handoff from Spencer Hilfiger will put another 6 points for the Vikings.
Well, there's no mystery to the Viking offense right now in the first quarter, John. It's just one handoff after another to the Eiten brothers, and they just march the ball downfield playing smash mouth football, which you always favored.
Yes. It makes good. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. A handoff to number 29.
Ledesma.
Ledesma will take it in for the 2-point conversion. And now, still in the first quarter, with a minute to go, 16-6, Holtville.
So the Vikings jumping out early to a 10-point lead, an advantage they hope to carry throughout the game.
Check out Top Notch Barbershop at 317 Wake Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 9, and Sundays, 8 to 5. Where our regular haircuts are always $20, and Wednesdays is our $15 special. Military and senior discounts offered every day. And for the most in-depth local and regional news and the best high school sports coverage around, check out the Calexico Chronicle and the Holtville Tribune, in print or online, at the all-new CalexicoChronicle.com, chronicling our community, border region, and beyond since 1904. Does your license plate frame say Robinson Ford? Offering an inventory of both new and used vehicles, located at 1777 North Imperial Avenue. Give us a call at 357-3141 for the best-selling cars in the country. Come out and check out the 2021 Bronco. And the kick all the way to the back of the end zone.
That was Brian Padilla, number 85. He had a uniform switch from number 2, but a very strong leg, John. A no-doubter on that kick. So the Calexico Bulldogs here with their second offensive series in the first quarter at the 1-minute mark find themselves down by 10 by a score of 16-6. So John, what say you? We'd like to apologize to our viewing audience for the technical difficulties that we experienced prior to the broadcast, but here we are at Berger Field here in Holtville for that traditional football game.
Well, Division 5 has these two teams matched up very closely. Calexico a 5 rank and Holtville a 3 rank. And Ernie Sanchez gets the ball. He's going down the far sideline, and one guy got him. 1st and 10, Calexico move those chains as Ernie Sanchez takes the handoff from the 20 and gets to the 43-yard line. A gain of 23 yards.
And that looked like number 9, Dorian Mays, who made that touchdown-saving tackle for the Vikings.
Otherwise, Ernie was all the way down the far sideline looking at pay dirt.
He comes into the ballgame averaging 11.3 yards per carry, the leading rusher for the Bulldogs thus far after 4 games.
Esquer pitching to Rivera. Rivera stiff-arming and coming down the field. He'll pick up 7.
brought down by number 12 of the Vikings, along with number 3.
Roger Rolfe for the Vikings. So a second and about 5, and timeout is called. Tonight you can see the other VSN game of the week, the Christian Patriots of El Cajon, Division II, with a 7.3 rating and ranked 7 in Division II, take on the Central Spartans, also Division II. The Spartans are ranked 13. The Spartans are 1-3, came into this game with a recent loss to the Vista Panthers in a nail-biting contest that put Central at the other end of a 42-35 score. The Spartans need to put their arsenal on display with the Patriots tonight. Christian comes in with a 3-1 record and a loss to Santa Fe Christian last week at 28-15. And you can catch that game on VSN with Will Torres and Ron Rubio. And on Saturday, Gila Ridge of Yuma travels to Brawley to take on the always tough Brawley Wildcats. The Gila Ridge Hawks, always a tough competitor out of Yuma, drops in the ratings to a -22, and they'll need to play their best game against the Wildcats. Brawley's coming off a big win against the Hawks' counterparts, the Cibola Raiders, last week with a 49-8 victory. Brawley's in the Division III and ranked at 9, and this game will be played on Saturday, so catch it live streamed on VSN with Will Torres and Ron Rubio. So Calexico now starting the second quarter, going left to right with Esquer, doubles. He's out of the shotgun, Rivera in motion. Handing off up the middle, number 10, the ball carrier, breaks a few tackles.
Troy Marin.
Troy Marin gets a first down. He'll pick up 7, take it to the Holtville 45.
So the Bulldogs with a stable of running backs from Ernie Sanchez to Troy Marin to Andres Ramirez, along with Tomas Ibarra, who will see some spot action there in the backfield. He wears jersey number 20. And you can't forget the versatility of Andrew Rivera, who they try to get as many touches as they can, and Zeus Prades, number 30. So the Bulldogs have about 5 running backs that they can pick from, and then if they want to pull an ace out of their sleeve, John, they go to Julian De Leon, who has a 45-yard
number 29
run to his credit.
Esquer out of the shotgun. Ramirez and Rivera here to the near side. Prades in motion. Looked like there was a little mistake there, but nonetheless, no gain on the play.
Well, the quarterback, David Esquer, couldn't find the handle on the football, and number 10, Troy Marin, wisely held up to make sure that the ball wasn't bobbled, and they both kind of recovered for the Calexico Bulldogs. So the Bulldogs are faced with a
2nd and 10 at the 45. Here in the second quarter, 10:46 to go.
Bulldogs in Viking territory.
Prades in motion, will take the pitch from Esquer. Turns it upfield, breaks one tackle, spins, and takes it inside the 40, where he'll pick up about 8 yards.
Roger Royce, number 3, making the final stop there.
Stopped by Austin Marine and Roger Rolfe.
Initially, it was number 10 for the Vikings making contact, and that was Fermin Velarde, but Prades was able to shake him off.
So a good gain for Zeus Prades on the pitch from Esquer. Brings up a 3rd and short. 3rd and about 2. Ball inside the 40 at the 37. Esquer out of the shotgun. Andrew Rivera in motion. Sanchez gets the handoff.
And he quite didn't make the 4th down marker there, John, or 1st down marker.
And
might be shy by half a yard.
It'll bring up a 4th down, Vic. 4th and a couple. And Calexico may be going for it. They will. So David Esquer and Sanchez.
Holtville going with Bentoncourt, Ortiz, and Hilfiger, the interior defensive front, along with Andres Luna, the defensive end, Mason Toten, and Daniel Ladesma.
Oh, and looks like there's some movement on the Holtville side. And there is, and that'll give the Bulldogs a 1st down. Needed real estate services, thinking of buying or selling a house, wondering what your property is worth? Get top dollar on your investment. Call Mark Esquer, real estate broker offering professional-friendly service for over 27 years. Call for a free market quote at 357-9707. Esquer Realty, the mark of excellence. So a 1st and 10 for Calexico. Down inside the 35 at about the 33 with Esquer out of the shotgun. Double doubles. There's some shifting going on. Sanchez in the backfield. Rivera in motion. Rivera will take the handoff. Turning the corner up the field at the 30, the 25, and knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line or close to it at about the 22-23. Not quite for a first down. He's about a yard short. He'll pick up 9. So a good run there by Andrew Rivera. It'll bring up 2nd and short with David Esquer. No, that's Abraham Zazueta now. He's in the quarterback. Abraham Zazueta will keep it. Penalty flags fly. He's coming this way. 10, 5, touchdown, Calexico. But there is a penalty flag thrown on the left side of the line of scrimmage.
Well, nevertheless, John, number 3, Andres Ramirez threw an excellent block for Zazueta to get to the outside at the 10-yard line and take it to the house. But let's see what the call is here that may nullify that fine run by Abraham Zazueta. In at quarterback as they rotate David Esquer and Zazueta.
No flag. So it is a touchdown, Calexico. Abraham Zazueta from about the 22 kept the football, takes it to the house.
So the Calexico Bulldogs respond to the first 2 scores of the Holtville Vikings with a score of their own here with 8:36 remaining in the second quarter. And now they've cut into the lead. They're down by 4, 16-12, as we get set for the point after attempt by the Calexico Bulldogs.
It looks like they're going to go for 2, Vic. I see David Esquer in there.
Well, you know, the kicking game has always been suspect, John. Either the kickers are kicking the ball too low, and it's been blocked in the past. Their first kick attempt was blocked after their first score.
But Sanchez with Esquer. Esquer scrambling, looking, shoots it, intercepted. So the extra point is no good, intercepted by number 3. That's
Roger Rolfe.
Roger Rolfe.
Now, Esquer had a receiver open at the 2-yard line, but he overlooked him and threw to the middle of the end zone.
Elsewhere tonight, the Imperial Tigers travel to Spring Valley to face the Monte Vista Monarchs out of the Grossmont Valley League. Monte Vista is a Division III, and they're ranked 14 with an 0-3 record, so they should be bringing their A game. But you can bet the Tigers will be in all cylinders as Imperial came out with a tough loss last week to Valley Center, 20-7. The Tigers are 1-2 and ranked 10 in Division III.
How many teams are in Division III? So those rankings have merit.
Yeah, there's 17 teams in each of the divisions.
And how many qualify for the playoffs?
12. So the key is to get in the top 12.
So if the season ended today, Imperial would get in.
Right. And in Division 5, well, Calexico's ranked 5, and Holtville is 3, with Palo Verde ranked 1 in that division.
And how many teams are considered for ranking there?
12.
So 12 is the baker's dozen.
That's it. So kicking Gael Manson for the Bulldogs, and back to receive for the Vikings.
Number 29, Daniel Desma, and number 17, Maez.
It'll be a low kick to number 9, fielding at the 25, going up the middle, and brought down hard there by number...
That's Dorian Mays returning the football, John.
Brought down by number 20, Tomas Ibarra on the return. So the Vikings 1st and 10 here in the second quarter, 16-12, Holtville.
The Vikings will go with Spencer Hilfiger at quarterback, along with Roger Rolfe, Peyton Eiten, Seth Eiten, Daniel Ledesma. Mason Toten is the tight end. Hilfiger, 6'2", 220-pound quarterback, hands the ball off to number 24. That's Seth Eiten, the second leading rusher
for the Vikings. So he'll lose maybe gain one, but they're still behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd and 11 for the Vikings at their own 43-yard line. Spencer Hilfiger out of the shotgun. Looking up the middle, blocked. A pass was blocked by the Bulldogs, but there's flags in the backfield.
That looked like number 22, Abran Sasweta, that got his mittens in there to block that pass.
It's a holding call. It's a 10-yard penalty against the Vikings.
You know, that was an interesting pass selection, John, because during the pregame warm-ups, the quarterback was throwing passes 5 to 10 yards and to the sideline, and then passes that we used to call flag patterns. As you'd run downfield, you'd go to the flags that were in the corner. Now they call them pylons.
And the post, the post for the
goalpost.
Goalpost, right? Exactly.
That were 3 yards inside the end zone.
Spencer Hilfiger will keep the football, fakes the dive, and takes it up, crossing the 30 to about the 33.
That was number 19, Rivera, along with number 20, Thomas Ibarra, making the tackle there. So they're faced with a third down.
And about 20, as the ball is inside the 35 at about the 33-yard line. So a third and very long, and Holtville's got 4 receivers, actually 5 receivers on the other side. The pass to Aiton, caught, taking it upfield and picking up about 7. So he'll cross the 40 and spot it at the 41, where the Vikings will look at a 4th and long.
Number 8, Ishmael Burgess, making the tackle there. So it'll be 4th and about 12 for the Vikings.
And they look like they're going to punt the football now. First punt of the game. Punting for Holtville is number 1, Bryce Buscaglia.
A good Swiss Italian name, John, Buscaglia.
And back to receive for Calexico, number 3. And that's Andres Ramirez and Andrew Rivera.
So they're standing inside their 30-yard line, both at the 25, as we get set for the punt by Buscaglia.
Nice snap, end over end. Rivera will run away from it, and it'll be down by number 9. That is Dorian Mays. Inside the 25 at the 23, where Calexico will take over, 1st and 10. Located at 990 Main Street in Brawley, Brownie's Diner serves up good food with the Town Pump menu. Come by and savor a delicious steak from Brant Beef, or even try their famous chicken fried steak. At Brownie's Diner, you'll leave satisfied. Call for takeout at 344-2938. Brownie's Diner in Brawley. And Imperial Printers, we're ready to help you with your next project, from business cards to yard signs. Give us a call at 352-1300 for a quote or any questions you may have. That's Imperial Printers. What can we print for you today?
So the Bulldogs come out with David Esquer, number 1 at quarterback. He's joined in the backfield. Right behind him, Ernie Sanchez.
So 1st and 10. Sanchez with a handoff, kicking and gouging and putting his way all the way up to about the 29, where he'll pick up 5.
In to make the stop, number 6, Donovan Johnston from his defensive back position. Sanchez, an excellent runner, averaging over 11 yards per carry. And he's going to put this Holtville defense to test.
So 2nd and about 5 for Calexico. The ball at about the 28-yard line. Double-double formation. Sanchez in the backfield. Esquer out of the shotgun. Ramirez and Rivera to the near side. Rivera in motion. Quick pitch to Rivera, turning it upfield at the 30. Gets the 1st down.
As he lowers his head, John, and bowls his way into 1st down territory. A sophomore, an outstanding running back, and just a versatile athlete. But he picks up a much-needed 1st down to keep this drive alive. Bulldogs going left to right on your viewing dial. The field runs in an westerly direction.
1st and 10 for Calexico. Ball at the 33. Trips right. Abraham Sasueta takes the shotgun snap, decides to keep, and has a tough time turning it up the field as he'll be brought down for a loss at the 30th. 3-yard loss.
And that was number 29, Ledesma, holding his ground there to make the tackle.
So a 2nd and 12 for Calexico, down at their own 31-yard line. Here in the second quarter, with about 4 minutes to go before we get to the half. Esquera's back in there. Rivera in motion. Shoots it to Rivera on a swing pass at the 30, 35, 40, and gets knocked out of bounds.
That was Zeus Prates,
30.
Number 30.
Okay. No, it was Rivera had the football. So a good pickup for the Bulldogs. They'll spot the ball at the 40-yard line. It'll be 3rd and short coming up.
So the Holtville Vikings relying on Velarde and Mays, along with Ledesma and Peyton Knighton, to lead the defensive surge here against the Calexico Bulldogs.
Rivera in motion. Sanchez gets the handoff, finds a big hole, gets a first down and more. Will take it inside the 50 at about the 46. Move those chains, 1st and 10, Calexico.
Sanchez displaying excellent field vision as he kept his head up as he was running between the tackles up along the near side hash mark and able to navigate his way near midfield, the ball at the 47-yard line, but more importantly, he picks up another Bulldog first down.
So evenly matched teams tonight here, the game of the week, Calexico and Holtville, with the storied rivalry going back over 100 years.
Both teams have 2 touchdowns to their credit, John. The only difference are the point afters as Holtville has run both theirs in.
1st and 10, Sanchez gets the handoff, breaks some tackles, going up the middle. Picks up 10 yards, move those chains. It looks like he's got another first down.
It's like Uncle Ruben used to say, he would charge the offensive line admission when they're like spectators.
Timeout is called. And elsewhere tonight in the Imperial Valley League, the Southwest Eagles travel to La Costa Canyon High School to take on Santa Fe Christian. Santa Fe Christian Eagles, a tough opponent. The Eagles of Santa Fe are Division III with a 4-0 record out of the Coastal League and ranking number 3 in their division. And they're coming off a victory against Central's opponent tonight, the Christian Patriots, with a score of 28-15. The Southwest Eagles had their way with the Kofa Kings last Saturday night with a score of 48-6. So Southwest with a record of 2-2, currently ranked 12 in Division IV.
Well, that win is coming up, and it's wreaking havoc on our papers and our information and our stats as somebody sitting in Section 17 knows all about the ball game tonight.
So 1st and 10, Calexico. Late in the second quarter, they're down 16-12. Here on the near hash with Esquer out of the shotgun. And Ernie Sanchez in the backfield. Rivera in motion, dropping back, looking, left side, and almost intercepted as a pass was intended for number 6, Pedro Cruz. And a good try there by Esquer, but a little further he would have been a good, right in his numbers. Well, so 2nd and 10.
Providing excellent defensive coverage and deflecting that pass at the last second was Gabriel Panales. I think the last time we did a Holtville game here, sitting on the visitor side, we had that win.
2nd and 10.
Take our papers all the way to Main Street.
From the 43 going in. Esquer hands it off to Pradis. Pradis lower shoulder, picks up around 5. Inside the 40 he will go.
And number 9, Dorian Mays, a senior, 5'11", 170, making the stop there. But the Bulldogs, more importantly, are in Viking territory. The ball's at the 38-yard line. They've got about a third and 4 to go. As they come out of the huddle, at quarterback now is Abran Sasueta.
Sasueta out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left side. He's rolling out that direction. He's looking. Throwing. Deep. Pass is caught. Way down the far sideline. Number 19. Is that Andrew Rivera? Andrew Rivera with a reception. 1st and 10. They're bringing it back.
So it looks like an incomplete pass.
Yeah, it looked like he got it.
It looks like he had it, but when he made contact with the ground, John, I think he coughed it up.
Okay. Wow, that was exciting. Well, they'll bring it back, so it'll be a 4th and about 5. All that excitement for nothing.
Well, you made a Super Bowl call there, John. With 1:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Bulldogs down by a score of 16-12, but they're threatening once again. 4th and 5, and it looks like Calexico's going to go for it at the 38.
Sasueta out of the shotgun, rolling out, looking, shooting, incomplete, and that will be it. So the Vikings will get the ball on downs.
Well, see, there's that inconsistency of not playing every down at quarterback and throwing. The previous pass was underthrown, and now this one, he overthrows him by about 10 yards.
Need a job? Need to hire someone who needs a job? Give Keystone HR a call at 357-2929 for all your staffing needs. Specializing in payroll services, part-time and full-time staffing. That's Keystone HR in Calexico, a proud sponsor of Imperial Valley football. And penalty markers as Holtville tries to run the first play. It's against Calexico.
Illegal substitution.
Was that a legal substitution?
Yeah.
So Calexico will lose 5 yards on that penalty and give a 1st and 5 to the Vikings. Spencer Hilfiker pitches at the Eiton. Eiton met behind the line of scrimmage there by the Calexico defense, putting on a stop. So it'll be 2nd and about 6 from the 42.
The two Eiton brothers, Peyton, number 21, a senior, and his younger brother, a sophomore, number 24, Seth Eiton, are the grandsons of Mike Eiton from the class of 68 of Calexico.
A handoff from Hilfiker, but they're the Bulldogs not allowing any gain. And that was Seth Eiton, the ball carrier, brought down at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and about 6.
So Calexico defensively going with Sasueta, Arreola, Verdugo, Ibarra, and Castro, joined by Marin, Gastelum, Rivera, and Hernandez, along with Pedro Cruz and Burgess.
Timeout is called. 48 seconds to go to the half. The Dom Team Real Estate Company serves the entire Imperial Valley with a full array of services, limited not only to residential, but including farmland, commercial, and industrial ground. For honest, reliable real estate advice, it's the Dom Team Real Estate Company at 760-337-8600. And your county supervisor, District 1, Jesus Cachu Escobar, is a proud sponsor of VSN. As a committed public servant, Jesus Escobar's civic and community involvement include being a board member of the Border Communities Capital Company. Jesus Escobar would like to thank his constituents of District 1. He wishes all the Valley teams a great season. And by Ojeda Industries, commercial and industrial equipment supplier. Ojeda Industries is proud to sponsor the Valley Sports Network. Ojeda Industries was voted Imperial Valley Press Reader's Choice for the best farming equipment provider in 2019. Located in Brawley, that's Ojeda Industries. So a 3rd and about 6 for the Vikings with Spencer Hilfiker. People moving on the line.
People moving on the line, John, but if you like what you're watching, ladies and gentlemen, on the live stream, hit that like button on view as ValleySportsNetwork.net bringing it to you live here at Berger Field in Holtville.
So encroachment call against Calexico moves the ball up 5 yards. It'll be now 3rd and short for the Vikings. They'll rest it at the 47-yard line. Hilfiker out of the shotgun. Eiton in motion. And looked like a wildcat play as they snapped it to Daniel Ledesma. Gets a 1st down as he crosses midfield and takes it inside the 45 of Calexico.
So Holtville calls a timeout. Tonight's ball game is being brought to you by
Reach Air Medical Service, medical air transport. Patient care is our #1 priority, assuring calmness, security, and comfort. Recognized for our compassionate medical effective methods for patient transport. Fast, safe, and reliable. That's Reach Air Medical Service. Modern day heroes. You can count on Donnie Wharton to provide the best service. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right person on the job is just as important as choosing the best equipment. Our York-trained professionals provide you with top-quality equipment, skilled installation, and an expert analysis of your comfort needs. Contact Arctic Air Conditioning and Heating at 352-8855, proud sponsor of Imperial Valley Football. So a 1st and 10 for the Vikings late in the second quarter with 41 seconds to go. Hilfiger double-doubles, one lone setback, dropping back, looking, has time, stepping up. A man is open, intended for number 9.
That was Mays running downfield on a fly pattern, several steps behind the Calexico defense, had touchdown written all over it, but fortunate break for the Bulldogs that the completion was not made, as the Vikings now faced with a
2nd and 10 from about the 44-yard line. Hilfiger out of the shotgun, double-doubles. Eiton in the backfield. Going to the air again. And throwing the football there to number 24, Seth Eiton, is caught, but only for about 4 yards. So it'll be 3rd and about 6 from the 40.
Pushed out of bounds by number 26, Andres Castro. A short gain on the play. So it'll be 3rd and about 7 for the Vikings. The ball at the Bulldog 41-yard line. Hilfiger, 6'2", 220-pound quarterback in shotgun formation.
Takes the snap. Looking to the right. Sees a man. Incomplete. That's a little overthrown to number 6.
That's Donovan Johnston, a senior, and the son of the athletic director and administrator for the Holtville High School. That's C.J. Johnston.
So a 4th and 6 and another timeout by the Vikings. At Sanders Incorporated, architecture and engineering is our expertise. A leader in design, development, and delivery, Sanders Incorporated is a proud supporter of Imperial Valley football, and we wish all our Imperial Valley schools a safe and successful season. By George Nava, Commercial Capital and Real Estate. The perfect time for you to refinance may be now. Don't miss your chance to save cash or shorten your loan term. Reach out and discuss your options. George Nava at 960-3049 is there to help you. Nava, Commercial Capital and Real Estate. And Dippy Duck, the IID's official safety mascot, has been teaching children water safety for more than 50 years. Recognizing the need to further educate youth in the Valley, he recently took on the challenge of promoting energy safety as well. Remember, keep your thermostat at 78 degrees, and please stay safe around canals. 4th and long for the Vikings. 26 seconds to go in the first half. Spencer Hilfiger takes a snap, shotgun. Stepping up, intercepted by the Bulldogs. And going out of bounds is number 10. That's
Troy Marin.
Troy Marin. Penalty flags are thrown late by right about the Holtville bench.
Now, was that for taunting, as Marin handed the ball back to one of the Holtville players? Let's see what the call is.
I can almost hear J.J. Jackson. Illegal block against Calexico. So they're going to move it back with 18 seconds to go in this first half.
So 18.8 seconds remaining, John. Calexico with a ball, down by a score of 16-12. What would you do on this play? Give the ball to Sanchez, or do you go to the air?
Well, I'd go to the air to try to get another play in.
Well, they've got
have him run out of bounds, but
they have David Esqueda at quarterback, Sanchez in the tailback position.
So Sanchez, Andrew Rivera in motion. They're going to give it to Sanchez right up the middle. Finds a lot of room once he gets back by the linebackers.
Call timeout.
And picks up 11 yards, and Calexico calls a timeout.
So he's been averaging 11.3 yards coming into tonight's ball game.
Johnny's Burritos is a family-run business established in 1963 by Johnny Palomino and his wife Ana Maria Palomino. An Imperial Valley tradition. Eat what you love at Johnny's Burritos, located in Brawley, El Centro, and Imperial. Open Monday through Saturday. That's Johnny's Burritos. Havens & Sons Trucking is located at 603 East Main in El Centro and specialized in gravel, rock, and stone. For all your landscaping materials, it's Havens Landscaping. Let us know what you need for your next project. Call us at 352-6735. Havens Landscaping, proud sponsor of VSN. And by Fred Miramontes. Undersheriff reminds you that you can start a neighborhood watch program in your rural area. The Sheriff's Department Crime Prevention Unit can assist you by meeting with you and your neighbors. Call us at 442-265-2000 for more information. Support your Neighborhood Watch volunteers.
So Esquer gets the play from Coach Fernando Solano on the sideline, and now in shotgun formation.
1st and 10 at the 46. Going in the air. Looking for number 3, Andres Ramirez, and extending his arms, but not enough, as the pass goes incomplete with 3.7 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, a well-designed play and pass pattern. The ball just slightly overthrown, but a beautiful spiral here in this breezy Friday evening here in Holtville. So the quarterback's trying to develop some consistency on their throws, John.
So we got one more play to go.
They've either been underthrowing their receivers or overthrowing their receivers. So with 3 seconds remaining here in the second quarter, this could be the final play of the half.
So 2nd and 10 from the 46. Spreading everybody out. Trips left. Rolling out that way, David Esquer, shotgun snap. Now coming back and just throws it. Oh, and hits a cheerleader. Penalty flag. So there's a penalty flag.
Well, you're not going to be able to score any points on that pass if you throw it out of bounds into the bleachers. But this one, the errant pass, hit one of the cheerleaders of Holtville.
And that'll be the first half for Calexico and Holtville. They call it a grounding penalty, so they'll decline it. Listen to the Que Pasa Calexico podcast for candid conversations with many of Imperial Valley rep personalities. Jose Alejos has been hosting the podcast for over 5 years and has interviewed people who have ties to the Imperial Valley. Stay tuned for the next Que Pasa Calexico with Jose Alejos. Learn, grow, and make the Imperial Valley a better place. And by La Resaca and Sonora Fusion. La Resaca has the absolute best Mexican-style seafood, chavelas, and, of course, best clamatos anywhere. Try the Sonora Fusion in El Centro for the best cuts of aged beef. La Resaca at 221 Campillo Street in Calexico and in El Centro at 6th and State. And finally, elsewhere tonight in the IVL, the Scots of Vincent Memorial, 2-2 and ranked 14 in Division 4, make their way to San Diego to battle out the Claremont Chieftains. The Chieftains, with a record of 0-4 and a ranking of 18 in Division 5, should have their hands full against the Scots. And the Scots are coming off a big win last week against the Castle Park Trojans with a score of 33-13. And finally, Calipatria Hornets are at Army-Navy in Carlsbad. Army-Navy ranked 7 in Division 5 with a record of 3-1 in the Pacific League. Come off a big win over Foothills Christian. And they look to continue their winning ways against the Hornets. Calipat 1-1, ranked 14 in Division 5, took it to St. Jean de l'Ostinac of Temecula with a score of 26-0 in favor of the Hornets. Tonight we have a special guest. Vic, can you tell us who it is?
It's athletic director and administrator for Holtville High School, C.J. Johnston. So from the Chocolate Mountains to the Sea of Cortez, all along the border on a Friday night, it's exciting Imperial Valley football on valleysportsnet.net. Bringing you local high school football game of the week here in the South End. And so tonight's guest is C.J. Johnston, a graduate of Holtville in 1998, has come back and served as an educator and an administrator. So welcome to our show.
Thank you, Mr. Creel. Glad to be here.
So tell us, you're balancing a lot of duties and responsibilities, responding to the COVID pandemic, which closed high school sports last fall, and everybody resumed in the spring, those that were able to, and now it carries over into the summer, and it seems like you've had a successful beginning with the opening of school here for the fall, and the Vikings racing out to a 4-0 one-loss record. What would you attribute that to?
You know, we got a good team of people around, coaches, staff. We're just trying to come together and do the right thing and keep everyone positive and healthy. And we're just I thankful for my wife, for her support and our athletic boosters. But right now, our coaching staff's done a great job. They've come together, from the off season, and the guys have really bought in. Especially some guys that didn't play last year. We have a lot of unproven seniors on the team, or unproven just players in general. We graduated a lot of seniors last year. But guys are stepping up to the challenge and cherishing the role that they have and the opportunity that they have when they get out there. So, it seems like every week we're down a starter. And it's like next man up, someone stepping up and filling key roles, and we're getting a little deeper each week. So far so good. We got a good old-fashioned football game between Holtville and Calexico. Some good, good hitting, real physical, real tough game. Should be exciting second half here.
Speaking of a good old-fashioned football, it goes back to 1916 when Calexico and Holtville first embarked in this storied tradition of playing each other. For most of those years, there was a period when Calexico was part of the southern section of the CIF, and Holtville had joined, along with Imperial and Calipatria, the San Diego CIF, and so cross-sectional games weren't allowed at that time. But now that they've resumed and everybody's part of the San Diego CIF, they've been able to restore that game and play it here. Now, we talk about the family affair, just like the Pittsburgh Pirates back in the 70s, when they would Sister Sledge and they would sing "We Are Family." There's a lot of relatives on this Holtville Viking squad, from the Hilfickers to the Eitons to the Johnsons, and could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, there's a lot of relatives. It's pretty cool, because some of us played, in the 90s and even, earlier on, with the Hilfickers on some of those championship teams early on, and with the 60s or whatever it was. But I think we got a good group of kids. They're great friends. They've been playing together for a long time. I think last year's group, we lost a lot of talented seniors, that are greatly missed. This year's group, overall talent-wise, I don't think they're as talented as last year, but team chemistry-wise, it's been pretty solid so far. It doesn't matter who gets the job done, who scores the touchdowns. They're all there supporting each other. So that's been very exciting. I'm glad we're able to play Calexico, because I know in the 90s we always opened the season against Calexico. So it's great. We can renew that tradition and hopefully continue in the years to come.
Well, let's talk about the 60s, the Sirius on Channel 6. Your kids' names. You have Donovan, Mallow Yellow, and then Dion, Abraham, John, Martin Luther King. Where have you gone? Where did you get those names? Those are star names.
I don't know. They just, that's the hardest part, finding names. But they just came out of somewhere. But regardless of the name, we're trying to, we're preach team. We're a family here. We're a team, and we try to do the right thing, and that's what we're preaching. And you do the right thing by working hard and having guys with good character, and I think each week, our guys are putting that time and effort in, and we're hoping to get 1% better, each day, and we'll see what happens at the end of the season. But I think us and both Calexico, along with Paula Verde, we'll all be in the mix, in Division 5 by the end of the year.
Well, when we talk about the character and the family, John and I in our inaugural reporting for Valley Sports Network after 27 seasons on Bulldog Radio, we had the opportunity to meet all the teams at the Southwest Football Carnival on August 13th. And Donovan, your son, was one of the players, but I was impressed with the camaraderie and the unity among the Holtville group of 6 that came in all sporting cowboy hats and boots and what have you, along with their jerseys. And they said it was in response to a challenge made by them by the Southwest Eagles. But I thought it was good humor, good taste, and the eloquence that your son Donovan conveyed during the interview was very impressive.
Well, thank you. We appreciate it. Yeah, a little backstory to that, but we kind of just taken it and ran with it, and it's kind of become a tradition so far this year, and we'll see. Who knows? I got a lot of wrestlers on the football team, pretty much my whole varsity lineup. So we might be sporting those cowboy hats at dual meets too. I don't know. I know Brawley used to have a tradition back in the day, wrestling-wise, but yeah, it's something. It's kind of brought the team together, and JV and varsity both. They're out there sporting those cowboy hats, and just kind of something that kind of bring everyone together for us.
Well, your leadership speaks volumes here at your facility, at the school, and with the student body, and in particular the athletes that you guys are putting out on the field. So CJ, we congratulate you for what you've been doing. Keep doing it, and thank you for gracing our halftime show with your presence.
Thank you guys, appreciate it very much, and thank you for all your efforts you've gone through to make this happen, and for the good product you put out and supporting youth sports, high school football in the Valley. So we really appreciate that. So thanks, guys.
Well, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, CJ Johnston, the athletic director and one of the members of the administrative team here at Holtville High School. Wow, what an impressive individual, and family to boot. And for those listening in with Bulldog history, he comes from the Eiton family. His mom is Terry Eiton, the younger sister of Mike Eiton, Larry Eiton, Walter Eiton, and Kathy Eiton. And now we welcome another product from the Calexico history is Anthony Arevalo.
How you doing there, sir?
Real good. The son of Greg Arevalo from the class of '73. But Anthony, what a great honor it is to have you here. You're the principal of Holtville High School. How many years have you been at this job?
Yes, sir. I'm coming up on year 7. So I worked here as a vice principal for 2 years, and I'm going on year 5 of my principalship.
So what have been some of the challenges, in responding to COVID-19? Schools were allowed to open in a hybrid manner last spring. Some sports were allowed to play for the spring, and now here it is. You're going full boat here for the fall. How's it been since the first day?
Fortunately, we had a little bit of experience in that last school year we opened up. We had students coming on very early on in the stages, and we got to learn a lot from that. We in the very early stages of COVID, I want to say we had right around 3 teachers that were here, and those 3 teachers had groups of students, and the students would stay with them. We learned a great deal from that in terms of what our screening process should be like, what protocols we needed to put in place, how to keep our students safe as well as our teachers. And fortunately, we've been able to run with that and continue the things that we learned there into this school year. But we're definitely excited to have students on campus. I can say it means the world to our team here at Holtville High School to be able to work with students in person.
Well, the community has embraced the high school. This is Friday Night Lights as there's a big crowd here on both sides of the field. It seems like it's not only the athletic event, but also the social event to be to on Friday night here in Holtville. Meshing those sophomores that didn't have their freshman year because they were Zooming, and with this freshman, has that changed the mechanics at the school, or?
A little bit, but we're approaching it from the perspective of they didn't get to have their freshman year with us. We've got to coach them up on what are the different things that students can be exposed to at Holtville High School. What is the community like here, and we have to keep those sophomores in mind as well as our juniors. Yeah, but we're able to do great things with them, and we hope they enjoy their time here with us at Holtville High School.
And so you have some challenges, but tell us, what about the opportunities this year for the 21-22 school year for your high school students?
Yeah, great opportunities. We've got great things going on with everything from AP courses to dual enrollment courses with IVC, where now we have students that are coming to Holtville High School that are also challenging IVC level courses. While they're here with us, they're getting college level credit. We also have students that are taking credit by exam courses. in that we have aligned certain classes with our local community college of IVC. If a student takes the class that's aligned with IVC, they can challenge a test and get college credit. Apart from that, we've also got other great things going on where we became the first one-to-one school in the Valley where each of our students had a Chromebook. It was a staple, just as it would be, just as a textbook would be. We started that right around 4 years ago, so when COVID hit, it made our transition online almost next day. It was instant for us.
So you hit the ground running and everything. It was a smooth transition where students were fully aware. There wasn't any of that uncertainty or of what the outcome would be or what the future entailed. And as a result, they were able to relate to the school and really develop their self-esteem, plus giving them every opportunity to be successful in the classroom.
Yes, and that's the goal. We always tell our students, we want you to come to Holtville High School, have fun, be involved, be engaged. Involved students are successful students.
Well, the Holtville High School community has really established itself on a continuing basis in the Imperial Valley, doing well academically, in projects, athletically. They're always battling for a championship, whether it's on the girls' side of the court or the boys' side of the field, etc. And I attribute that to the leadership and the continuity that Holtville has been blessed with over the years, in particular with you, Anthony Arevalo and CJ Johnston.
Thank you. Team effort, though. Couldn't do all of this without people like CJ, without our counselors, without our teachers. And I always tell them, Holtville High School is a great place because of our team and our community.
Any closing comments that you'd like to make before we end the halftime?
I gotta give a shout out to Dad here. My dad, Greg Arevalo, is here in the stands. He's sitting right over there. We're excited that he's here. He said he wanted to come out and watch Calexico and Holtville. He's like, they both have great records, son. I want to see him.
Is he wearing his Letterman jacket back from '73, along with his platform shoes?
I don't think so.
Okay, give him a big hug for me. I can close my eyes and look out to the field, and just listening to you, I can say I have Greg here talking to me. You sound just like your dad.
Thank you very much. Pleasure being here with you. Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Arevalo, the principal here at Holtville High School, in his 7th year of administrative duties, leading the Holtville experience, as we welcome back the voice of choice, the real deal, Johnny Mo, John Moreno Brown.
Well, Vic, I'm glad you had the two main people from Holtville up here as we're calling the game, but Greg Arevalo's son, Anthony Arevalo, whose brother Andrew is a member of the board for El Centro Elementary School District.
And an outstanding teacher out at Korfman School as part of the McCabe School District.
And then, of course, C.J. Johnston as the athletic director.
And we remember C.J., he graduated from Holtville in 1998. He was a standout football player, a standout wrestler, as well as playing baseball, and a cousin of Anthony Eiten and Joe Eiten, Larry Eiten's son. So I said it's a family affair.
Exactly.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Berger Field. Here is the Calexico Bulldogs and the Holtville Vikings battle to a 16-12 halftime game, with Holtville in the lead as we get set for a Brian Padilla kickoff.
And it'll go deep and go into the end zone, and Calexico will not return it, but they'll get the ball at the 20-yard line. It went over Andrew Rivera's head. So be first and 10 for Calexico.
So, John, after 2 quarters of play, both teams implementing a running game, old school smash mouth football. What's your take on the quality of athlete and running ability of the Iden brothers, along with Hilfiger for Holtville and Ernie Sanchez of Calexico with Zeus Pradis as well?
Well, they are getting good yardage because they've got blocking up front, Vic. And every time that there's a run, everybody gets, hits harder because people are out there gang tackling and whatnot. And so I think the Iten brothers and Seth Hilfiger are doing an outstanding job. And so is Calexico with Sanchez and Esquer. And that handoff went to Andrew Rivera coming up the left side.
Right, they faked a dive to number 21, Ernest Sanchez, and the center of the Holtville defense went after him, and Rivera trying to get to the outside, but you had Toten, number 11, along with number 6, Donovan Johnston, there to make the stop.
So 2nd and 11 or 12 for Calexico, back at their own 18-yard line with Esquer and Sanchez in the backfield. Sanchez gets the handoff, comes to the right side, and will be brought down after about a 4-yard gain. So 3rd and long for Calexico at the 23-yard line.
That was Zaylen Duarte making the tackle on Sanchez. So Sanchez, the Bulldogs are faced with a 3rd and 7 from their own 23-yard line.
Esquer spreading the offense. Hands it to Sanchez. A big hole up the middle. Will get a first down and more and move those chains as he'll take it inside the 35 to about the 33, 32-yard line.
You have to be impressed with Ernesto Sanchez's running style, John. He has excellent field position as he's able to navigate his way through the defensive interior where the defensive backs are forced to come up and make the tackle on him, but not until he's picked up his average of 11 yards per carry.
1st and 10. Andres Ramirez and Andrew Rivera to the near side. Rivera in motion. And that's a keeper by Esquer.
And losing his footing there. Otherwise, he had plenty of room to get a considerable gain. But anyway, it was Ben Betancourt who broke that play up as he got into the offensive backfield of Calexico and not letting the play fully develop.
So Abraham Zazueta is now in there in the backfield with Julian De Leon in the backfield.
Leon with a 45-yard run to his credit
Bad
early
snap,
in the season.
But Zazueta will make something of it as I think he fumbles and it's recovered by the Vikings.
Well, trying to do that little extra, John, and providing that additional effort, he left himself exposed where the ball was knocked out of his hands, and as a result, the Vikings recover inside Bulldog territory.
So a 1st and 10 for Holtville at the 31 going in.
So 9:42 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. If you just joined us, Holtville 16, Calexico 12.
So Hilfiger and Iten and the rest of the Vikings. Hilfiger, penalty flags.
Well, offensively, the Vikings like to go with Hilfiger at quarterback. He's 6'2", 220-pounder. He's joined by Roger Wolf, 5'10", 135-pound senior. Peyton Iten, 5'10", 160. His younger brother, Seth Iten, also 5'10", and Daniel Ledesma. The tight end is Mason Toten, 6'3", 180-pounder. Leads the team in receptions and touchdown receptions. Offensively on the line, they go with Damiral.
Iten gets the handoff and is hit hard as he can't make anything happen with that play.
Well, trying to run behind the blocking of Cade Damiral and Austin Trevino to no success. The center is Alan Marquez. The left side is Alexis Roldan and Smith Hilfiger, a younger brother of Spencer and only a freshman. So truly a family affair here, John, in calling out these names of the Holtville Viking roster.
2nd and 5. Bad snap, and it looked like it may be another fumble. And they're fighting for it on the ground there.
Well, the quarterback was Hilfiker in shotgun formation, but the snap didn't go to him. It went directly to Eiton, and as a result, the ball bouncing off his shoulder pads, but Holtville was able to recover.
So 3rd and long, a loss of a couple there. 7 yards to go for the first down marker. A quick snap to Eiton. Eiton is hit hard. Abraham Sasweta with a first hit to stop him and gang tackled for a loss.
And that was Peyton Eiton, not to be confused with his brother, number 24, Seth Eiton. But Sasweta in to make the stop. So it'll be 4th and long for the Vikings with 8:35 remaining here in the third quarter. Vikings nursing a 4-point cushion, 16-12 over the visiting Bulldogs of Calexico.
So 4th and 10 coming up for Holtville. They're calling a timeout.
Timeout. Holtville.
I got some halftime scores, Vic. Christian 17 and Central 14. That's our second. That's our VSN game of the week from VSN North. And Army Navy versus Calapat. Army Navy 22, Calapat 7. And Santa Fe Christian 42, Southwest 0. 4th and 10. Dropping back. Hilfiker looking. Intercepted by Pedro Cruz at the 10. Coming down the near sideline to midfield, breaking tackles, taking it to the 40, going in. That's Pedro Cruz, number 6 for the Bulldogs, intercepting the Hilfiker pass and bringing it down
to the 40-yard line,
to
number
the
21.
Viking territory.
Number 21, Peyton Eiton making the tackle, but not until Cruz was able to advance the ball across midfield into Viking territory. So the Bulldogs 1st and 10 at the Viking 40-yard line, 8:12 remaining in the third quarter. Holtville 16, Calexico 12.
So a turn of events here for the Bulldogs.
Well, let's see if they can capitalize on it, John, and get something going here.
Out of the gun, Rivera in motion, low snap. He's going to pitch it to Rivera from Esquer, turning the corner, takes it up to about the 30, 35.
Rivera's head went back. It looked like maybe a potential face mask there on that tackle. A little frustration possibly there after that turnover. Calexico's been
personal foul
chasing Holtville as Holtville scored on their first offensive series of the game, and Calexico's been playing catch up. The difference has been the two-point conversions executed by Holtville's offense that has given them that 4-point cushion.
Well, the penalty will go against Holtville Vic, and they'll spot the ball at the 19 going in. So Calexico facing a 1st and 10 in the red zone. Rivera and Ramirez split to the near side. Sanchez in the backfield. Rivera in motion. Sanchez gets the handoff, breaks a couple of tackles, was hesitant at first, and is brought down for no gain.
That was number 11, Mason Toten, making the initial contact. And then number 42, Ben Betancourt, finishing it off there from his defensive line position. You have Betancourt, Elliot Ortiz, and Smith Hilfiker, along with Andres Luna, Mason Toten, and Daniel Ledesma. We'll give you the linebackers after this play.
2nd and 11 from the 20. Sanchez with a handoff. Right side will take it up to the 11. a good gain of about 8 yards. So the Bulldogs moving that ball forward. In the third quarter, about 7 minutes to go.
And that was number 59 for the Cortez Omar, or maybe it's Omar Cortez.
Rivera in motion. Esquer with a keeper, just diving into the 10-yard line for a pickup of 1.
You know, Esquer must have trouble with his cleats, John, because that's the third time that he's slipped and fallen with nobody contacting him.
Fourth down.
So it's a 4th and about a yard to go at the 11. David Esquer with Ernie Sanchez in the backfield. They're going to give it to Ernie. Ernie doesn't make it. They hold him at the 11. So now penalty flags are flying.
Flag.
This game is getting heated.
And that was Elliot Ortiz making the stop.
We're still waiting
Well, John, this is a rivalry that dates back to 1916. Of course, tempers are going to be flaring.
Correction, 1915.
Now you tell me it's 1915.
Well, 16 was the second year.
Ay, mis Johnnies.
So a 1st and 10 for the Vikings. We still don't have a call on that flag.
Once a teacher, always a teacher, right, John? Getting in that last word, the correction.
Got to be correct.
But don't-
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Holtville.
But John, you only use that with unruly students, and I'm not one of those.
You were at one time, I'm sure. It'll go against Holtville. So they're going to move it back inside the 10.
Does Calexico retain the ball?
I don't know. It looks like they do because they've got the offense out on the field. You got David Esquer.
And if that's so, then Calexico, well, is Esquer walking off? And Hilficker's coming on, the quarterback for Holtville. So
It was after the play, so it would be Holtville ball.
well, they stopped Sanchez on a 4th and short.
Yeah, so it's Holtville ball back at the 5.
Against Holtville. First down, Vikings.
Well, it's good that breeze has stopped, John, because now our papers aren't flying like flags up here on top of the press box.
So 6:22 to go, third quarter. Holtville way back at their 5-yard line.
A hard-fought but well-played football game.
1st and 10. Hilfiker out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, claps and gets the ball, and hands off to Eiten. Eiten coming left side. That is number 24, the other Eiten, that's Seth. And he'll pick up a couple. So a gain of 2 for Holtville.
Seth Eiten averaging 104 yards per game rushing, and his older brother Peyton averaging 128 yards per game.
They take the snap. Hilfiker keeps the ball and just pounding his way up the right side, up the left side, and gets about 4.
Well, Spencer Hilfiker, the grandson of David Hilfiker from the class of 69 of Holtville, and an outstanding offensive lineman for the Vikings back then in their championship team in 1968 that won the CIF behind the running of George Hoyt. We called him Georgie. Anyway, to make a long story short, he was an offensive lineman when he came out for football, 6'2", 220 pounds, but during warm-up drills, they saw him throwing the football. He throws a beautiful spiral, and as a result, they put him at quarterback his sophomore year against Calexico. I believe he threw 4 touchdown passes in that game, and a star was born.
And they run a double wing kind of motion where Wildcat offense getting the football to Ledesma. And they get a first down to get some breathing room and take it to about the 23-yard line.
So the Bulldog defense put to the test, particularly the interior of Gabriel Verdugo, number 55, and Francisco Arreola.
And the same thing again, Vic. As they're faking the shotgun snap to Hilfiger and giving it to number 29, Ledesma. This time he gets 3.
And number 52, Diego Gurola, 5'8", 185-pound defensive lineman, there to make the stop. But it's smash mouth football. They're just saying, here we are, stop us if you can.
This time Hilfiger will hand it off of the shotgun snap to Eiton. Eiton gets enough for a first down and more. They'll move the chains.
And that's the sophomore.
Seth Eiton. So Holtville from the 5 has now moved the ball up to the 37.
So Ledesma into the game at running back. What would you call this offensive formation?
Hilfiger handing off to number 17.
That's Mays.
Mays is just carrying a bunch of Bulldogs with him. He'll pick up 12 yards going right side of the line.
Correction, John, that was Zefren Duarte, who averages 9.5 yards per carry. Over the season, he's had 13 carries for 123 yards. And here was one of those plays that shows his running ability as he picks up a first down for the Vikings. The ball just shy of midfield at the 49 of Holtville.
Defense is key right now for both teams. And there it is, Calexico jumping off sides. And they should see that when Seth Hilfiger takes a snap, he claps. And that should be something that the defense needs to look at and needs to be aware of.
And that was number 18 for Calexico, Carlos Hernandez.
So 1st and 5 at the 46 going in. Seth Hilfiger handing off to number 17.
That's Duarte again.
Duarte picks up 2 as he takes it to about the 44. 3:41 and counting in the third quarter.
In to make the stop for Calexico, number 55, Gabriel Verdugo, a 6-foot, 190-pound nose guard, lined up right over the center. Alan Marquez.
So again, Ledesma there with a snap as it goes right to him and avoids Hilfiger. So Daniel Ledesma kind of running the Wildcat as he gets a first down and more, takes it to the Calexico 37-yard line.
But what's controlling the trenches, John, is center Alan Marquez, along with the guards Alexis Roldan and Austin Trevino, and the tackles Smith Hilfiger and Cade Damerel.
So another handoff to Hilfiger, and he's just pounding his way forward, and the Bulldog can't bring him down, and they're giving him those extra yardage. So he'll pick up 4.
And that's the sophomore. That's Seth
Eiton, number 24.
They're not big, John. They're only 5'10", 160 pounders, but they're running like they weigh 230 pounds.
And they're moving that ball. This is an outstanding drive by the Vikings.
But look at the spacing on the offensive line of the Vikings.
They're toe-to-toe.
They're toe-to-toe. And what's the advantage there?
Well, they get a lot of people to disrupt the defensive line. And so you got Hilfiger with a keeper. He'll pick up 1. And it'll be faced now with a 3rd and about 5.
Brought down by number 57 of Calexico, Nisael Gastelum. 5'10", 210-pounder. So Calexico has the size to go hand-to-hand, mano-a-mano combat with the offensive line of the Vikings, but now they have to come up with the stops.
Hilfiger on the snap. Hands off to Seth Eiton. And this time the Bulldog defense was right there. No gain, maybe a yard. They'll have to face a 4th and about 4.
So Seth Eiton was lined up on the right side outside the tight end in the wingback position and made a cut back up to the middle of the offensive line where he gets the handoff from Hilfiger, but the Bulldog defense wasn't fooled. But there's no element of surprise here to the Holtville Viking offense. They just are very efficient in running it, and more importantly, execution-wise.
4th and 4. The ball inside the 35. Hilfiger takes a shotgun snap, He's going to run it up the middle. He'll get the first down and more as he'll take it to the Calexico 25-yard line. Hilfiker on a keeper, 1st and 10, Holtville.
Hilfiker, 6'2", 220-pounder, brought down by 5'8", 160, Troy Marin, number 10. So the battle of the mismatch won by Hilfiker there as he gets a first down inside the 30-yard line, make it the 25 of Calexico. The ball on the near hash mark, close to the Holtville Viking bench.
We're closing in on the third quarter, and it's been Holtville all along. Hilfiker out of the gun, shooting, and Ernie Sanchez just jumping up and blocking that pass.
Deflecting it out of bounds. It was intended for Mason Toten, the 6'3", 180-pound tight end, who has had 9 receptions coming into the ball game, 3 for touchdowns, and it looks like Ernie Sanchez either hurt his leg again, John. Apparently, according to pre-game reports, it was the Calipat game where he injured his calf.
Yeah, looks like he fell awkwardly on it.
Well, it's either that or a cramp.
Well, they're going to check it out. For the best burgers in town, it's Burgers and Beer at 260 North Imperial Avenue in El Centro. Open 7 days a week and serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Burgers and Beer is a place to watch the big game. Great food and great service. That's Burgers and Beer. By Ivy Welding Mechanical, brought to you, industrial welding contractor for all your heavy metal needs. Ivy Welding incorporates welding techniques to build high-quality systems that exceed client expectations. Call Fred Baeza at 760-482-WELD. That's Ivy Welding and Mechanical in El Centro. By Marianne Valenzuela Fenley, your State Farm insurance agent, specializing in auto, home, business, property, and more. And with over 20 years' experience, Marianne will help figure out what coverage you need to take control of your financial future. Like a good neighbor, she's located at 122 Main in Brawley. Marianne Valenzuela, State Farm. By the Top Notch Barbershop at 317 Wake Avenue in El Centro, open 7 days a week, Monday through Saturday, 8 to 9, and Sundays, 8 to 5, where our regular haircuts are always $20, and Wednesdays is our $15 special. Military and senior discounts offered every day. And for the most in-depth local and regional news and the best high school sports coverage around, check out the Calexico Chronicle and the Holtville Tribune in print or online at the all-new CalexicoChronicle.com, chronicling our community, border region, and beyond since 1904. And does your license plate frame say Robinson Ford, offering an inventory of both new and used vehicles? Robinson Ford is at 1777 North Imperial Avenue at 760-357-3141 for the best-selling cars in the country. Check out the new Bronco for 2021. And by Letterman's and Bro. Have you earned your varsity letter? We'll get your Letterman jacket started today at lettermansandbro.com. Call and ask for Dan at 693-5034. That's Letterman's and Bro. And by Esqued Realty. Need real estate services? Thinking of buying or selling a house? Wondering what your property is worth? Get top dollar on your investment. Call Mark Esqued, real estate broker offering professional friendly service for 27 years. Call for a free market quote at 357-9707. Esqued Realty, the mark of excellence. And Brownie's Diner, located at 990 Main in Brawley. Brownie's Diner serves up good food with a town pump menu. Come by and savor a delicious steak from Brandt Beef or their famous chicken fried steak. At Brownie's Diner, you'll leave satisfied. Call for takeout at 344-2938 Brownie's Diner in Brawley.
Well, you know, John, the teams took advantage of this injury timeout. The Calexico leadership, David Esquer, number 1, Abram Sasueta, and Chris Martinez, number 56, talking to their team, exhorting them on. And Holtville countering with Donovan Johnston, Mason Toten, Peyton Knighton, and Spencer Hilfiker, the team captains for the Holtville Vikings, all seniors, providing that necessary leadership for a young team.
Hilfiker out of the shotgun on a 2nd and 10. Looks like it went to straight to Ledesma again. Ledesma, the ball carrier, will pick up 4, take it to the Calexico 21.
So the Vikings came into tonight's game behind the running of Peyton Knighton, who came in with 510 yards total for 7 touchdowns on the rush. Seth Knighton had 425 yards, and Ledesma 71 yards on 12 carries, and Zefren Duarte had 13 carries thus far this season for 123 yards, but a whopping 9.5 average per carry.
Well, back with a handoff to Peyton Eiton. Not very much there. So it'll be a 4th and about 6 for the Vikings. The ball at the Calexico 21-yard line as we start the 4th quarter of play.
Well, an outstanding defensive play by number 52, Diego Gurola, 5'8", 185-pounders. We get set for this 4th down play.
And Hilfiger going to the air. The pass is caught and taken in the end zone, number 11, Mason Toten with a reception. Running a pattern in the seam, takes it to the house for the Holtville Vikings.
Well, Mason Toten, a senior, came into tonight's ball game with 8 receptions for 131 yards and, more importantly, 5 touchdowns via the airway, and he adds to that total with that fine reception and pass, catch, and run from Hilfiger to Toten.
Going for 2. Ledesma takes the handoff, and the Bulldogs stop it. So with 11:27 to go in this football game, it is now a 10-point game, 22-12, Holtville.
Well, the Bulldogs need 2 scores.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the kickoff from Brian Padilla. You know, at our halftime interview with C.J. Johnston alluded to the youthfulness of the Holtville Viking squad. With only 15 seniors, they have 20 juniors, though, and 4 sophomores that are providing the bulk of this outstanding play. But that senior play from Hilfiger to Toten increased the lead for the Vikings.
Padilla with an end-over-end kick. Looks like he may be kicking on a Saturday as well as a Friday. You know, when he gets out of high school, he may be kicking in college. He's got a good boot.
He's got a strong leg, John, and he's put the opposing team, the Calexico Bulldogs, at a disadvantage as they have to start out inside, right at their own 20-yard line.
They've never been able to bring it out.
They've
on the return.
With 11:27 remaining here in the 4th quarter, a 10-point cushion enjoyed by the Vikings, 22-12, as the Bulldogs come out offensively at quarterback David Esquer.
Esquer out of the shotgun. And they'll stop the play in motion. It's a false start against Calexico.
False start on the offense. 5 minutes.
And they're still looking at Ernie Sanchez's, it looked like it's his calf. He had it injured at Calipad, and so he may have injured it again tonight.
Well, the Bulldogs have some outstanding running backs in Julian De Leon, Zeus Prades, along with Andrew Rivera to pick up the slack. Let's see which one wants to carry that moniker.
Well, we got Marin in the backfield, faking the dive, and David Esquer was a little hesitant, wasn't sure what whether to keep or pitch. And that was a loss. Even more, so the ball will be spotted right at the 10.
Well, John, that's players that make things happen or players that wait for things to happen.
He was hesitant on that snap. But now we got Abraham Sasueta coming in. Abraham Sasueta, number 22, quarterbacking for Calexico.
Second down and about 20.
At the 10, Abraham Sasueta shotgun. Troy Marin in the backfield. Sasueta, another penalty flag.
Calexico going with center Christian Martinez, one of the captains for the Bulldogs. The guards are Isaac Santiago and Nisael Gastelum, and tackles Mario Arredondo and Yair Silva. So this is the fifth game of the season, John. They'll have a bye week next week and then start league in October.
And we will be at VSN will be at the Calexico Central game. So out of the shotgun, Sasueta looking deep. Andrew Rivera is incomplete.
Also open downfield, just running along the hash marks was number 3, Andres Ramirez, but Sasueta opting to go to Rivera, the pass falling incomplete. So the Bulldogs now faced with a third down and 25.
They're at their own 5-yard line. And
Zeus Prades into the game now, number 30 for Calexico.
And Sasueta and Troy Marin in the back. Pedro Cruz here to the near side. Sasueta lets it go over the middle to Cruz. Little overthrown as he's running a pattern in the seam. Goes incomplete, and the Bulldogs will have to punt this ball.
Well, Sasueta had to throw the ball sooner than he wanted to as number 24, Seth Eiton, applying pressure in the backfield of Calexico. And as a result, the play wasn't allowed to develop fully, and Sasueta threw the football up for grabs, but it was beyond the reach of the speedy Cruz.
So punting for Calexico, number 7, David Rivera. And standing here at his 40 for the Holtville Vikings.
Number 9, Dorian Mays.
End over end punt will take a Viking bounce, and it'll be spotted right at the 30 by Pedro Cruz. So the Vikings with good field position. The test for the Bulldogs needs to be the stubborn defense that we've talked about.
Well, they're going to have a lot of pressure on them because of the outstanding running ability of the Eiton brothers, Peyton and Seth, along with Daniel Ledesma and the quarterback himself, Hilfiger, who's lent his 6'2", 220-pound frame for some vital first down rushes.
So Hilfiger out of the shotgun. He'll take the snap, fakes the dive, decides to run. Stopped there by number 8, Ishmael Burris. He'll maybe gain about a yard for the Vikings. So a 2nd and 9 coming up. The ball inside the 30 at about the 28. At Imperial Printers, we'll get to them in a minute. So a 2nd and 9. Hilfiger hands it off to number 6, going to the left side. Finds room and more and picks up about 14 yards.
That's Donovan Johnston. The senior, been playing mostly defense, but does get the occasional offensive carry, and he makes the most of it as he picks up a first down, moving those chains inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line of Calexico. Calexico defending the western goal to their backs.
So Hilfiker on a 1st and 10. This time handing off to number 6. That is Donovan Johnston. Will go to the left side and gain about 4. So a pickup of 4 for the Holtville Vikings. Take it inside the 15 at the Calexico 13-yard line going in. So a 2nd and about 7. Hilfiker out of the shotgun. And they'll give it to Daniel Ledesma. Stopped by Abraham Sasueta as he tried to make room on the left side of the line, and no gain on the play. So Daniel Sasueta lines up right behind the guard. The ball is snapped to him, and it looks like he's having a tough time getting up.
Well, the Bulldogs have given a valiant effort tonight, John, in this ball game. Both teams evenly matched as an injury timeout is being taken. So tonight's ball game being brought to you by
Imperial Printers, where we are ready to help you with your next project, from business cards to yard signs and everything in between. Call Robert Rubio at 352-1300 for a quote or any questions you might have. That's Imperial Printers. What can we print for you today? By Keystone HR. You need a job? You need to hire someone who needs a job? Give Keystone HR a call at 357-2929 for your staffing needs. That's Keystone HR in Calexico, a proud sponsor of Imperial Valley football. And by the Dom Team Real Estate Company, serving the entire Imperial Valley with a full array of services, limited not only to residential, but including farmland, commercial, and industrial ground. For the honest and reliable real estate advice, it's the Dom Team Real Estate Company at 337-8600. And by Jesus Cachu Escobar, Supervisor District 1, proudly supports Imperial Valley football, and he wishes all the teams a great season. And by Ojeda Industries, commercial and industrial equipment supplier. Ojeda Industries, a proud sponsor of Valley Sports Network. They were voted the Imperial Valley Press Reader's Choice for the best farming equipment provider in 2019. Ojeda Industries. So a 3rd and about 7. The ball at the 13-yard line of Calexico. Hilfiker out of the shotgun. Bulldogs showing blitz. Hilfiker going over the middle. And intended for number 11.
Mason Toten.
Mason Toten goes incomplete.
Coming off from the left side, the tight end running a crossing pattern over the middle inside the 5-yard line, and the ball going off his fingertips as the Calexico defense guarding him closely there, particularly Pedro Cruz and Ishmael Burgess. So they're faced with a 4th.
And about 7.
The ball at the 13-yard line.
And Hilfiker will go for it on a 4th down. The Bulldog defense needs to stop. And Hilfiker will fake the dive, keep it, go to the left side, gets a 1st down, and does he get the touchdown? No, he's out of bounds at about the 1 of 1st and goal. Hilfiker on the keeper.
Hilfiker, faster than his 6'2", 220-pound frame would materialize on the screen, but able to fake the handoff, go the opposite direction, and outrun the Calexico defense inside the 5-yard line, diving at the 1-yard line. He thought he might have had a touchdown, but his knee hit the ground before crossing the plane.
So Hilfiker, 1st and goal from the 1. Handing it off to Eiton. And that is number 21, Peyton Eiton. And doesn't get anywhere as he's met at the line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 2nd and goal from there.
That was number 55 for Calexico, Gabriel Verdugo, 190-pounder, playing the nose tackle position.
At the 3-yard line. Or at the 4. 2nd and goal from the 4. Hilfiker faking the dive, takes it in himself. Touchdown, Holtville, here with 7 minutes and 14 seconds to go. The Vikings on the board again.
So the Vikings extend their lead to 28-12 with 7:14 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
And they're going for 2, Vic. No, they're going to go for 1.
And it's Brian Padilla.
The snap, the set, it looks good. He's got the foot, and it is good. So with 7:14 to go, it's 29 to 12, Holtville. Reach Air Medical Service, medical air transport. Patient care is our #1 priority, assuring calmness, security, and comfort. Recognized for our compassionate, medically effective methods for patient transport. That's Reach Air Medical Service, modern-day heroes. You can count on Donnie Wharton to provide the best service. At Arctic Air, we know that having the right people on the job is just as important as choosing the best equipment. Our York-trained professionals provide you with top-quality equipment, skilled installation, and an expert analysis of your comfort needs. Contact Arctic Air Conditioning at 352-8855. Proud sponsor of Imperial Valley Football.
So Andres Ramirez, along with Zeus Pradas, the up back, and number 19, Andrew Rivera, back to receive inside their own 15-yard line.
So a squib kick will be picked up by Zeus Pradas inside the 20 and brought down around the 33 as he went to the left side. Did he fumble? He fumbled, and we still don't have a motion as to where the ball is. Looks like Calexico has it, 1st and 10.
So Calexico will be taking over at their own 38-yard line. The ball at the far hash mark in front of the Bulldog bench. Calexico finds themselves down by a score of 29 to 12 here at Berger Field. 7:04 remaining in the fourth quarter as they're led out of their huddle by quarterback David Esquer wearing jersey number 1.
Out of the shotgun, Esquer with a low snap. Looking to the right. Man is open. Pass is caught. Andres Ramirez will get the first down and more as he catches a pass on the right flat. Move those chains. Calexico 1st and 10. They'll spot it at the 49, Vic.
Well, Calexico using up a lot of clock here, keeping the ball on the ground as they just shy of midfield, the ball at the 49. The big playability of Ernesto Sanchez missing here due to a calf injury.
Esquer shooting the ball to Zeus Pradas a little low, and Zeus Pradas wasn't quite ready. The timing pattern wasn't there. That was a 3-step drop.
A 3-step drop in the ball and a 3-step hop or 3 hops on that pass as the ball just skipped its way into the Viking secondary. So the Bulldogs faced with a 2nd and 10, the ball at the 49. They're going right to left on your TV screen. Heading east here at Berger Field. The field runs in an east and west direction.
Esquer stepping up, looking. Pedro Cruz caught. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. Touchdown, Calexico. Pedro Cruz running a pattern here to the near sideline. A beautiful pass. Put 6 points on the board for the Bulldogs. Just like that, Vic.
And he was being guarded by number 12, Gabriel Panales, and a well-placed football there to the sideline on a 15 and out. And David Rivera with a 3-step drop, a beautiful thrown pass, and Calexico gets on the scoreboard again with 6:16 remaining here in the fourth quarter, down by 11, 29 to 18. This calls for a 2-point conversion attempt, John.
Troy Marin in the backfield, out of the shotgun. Pradas in motion. Troy Marin gets the handoff. Does he cross? Yes, he does. The 2-point conversion is good. And so Calexico now 9 points under the Holtville Vikings in the fourth quarter.
So 29 to 20 with 6:16 remaining here in the ball game. Calexico breathing life into their offense and cutting into the Holtville margin.
At Sanders Incorporated, architecture and engineering is our expertise. A leader in design, development, and delivery, Sanders Incorporated is a proud sponsor and supporter of Imperial Valley football, and we wish all of our Imperial Valley schools a safe and successful season. The perfect time for you to refinance may be now. Contact George Nava of Nava Commercial Capital and Real Estate. Don't miss your chance to save cash or shorten your loan term. Reach out to George at 960-3049. And by Imperial Irrigation District. Dippy Duck's IID official safety mascot has been teaching children water safety for more than 50 years and recognizing the need to further educate youth in the valley. He recently took on the challenge of promoting energy safety as well. Keep that thermostat at 78. So kicking off for the Bulldogs.
Zephan Duarte and Ledesma moving up inside the 25.
End over end. It'll be fielded at the 20. That's number 10, and it looks like the Bulldogs are pretty well fired up.
That was Fermin Velarde, a sophomore.
Velarde stopped there at the 27, so they're going to spot it right there. 1st and 10 for Holtville. With 6 minutes to go, 29-20, Holtville.
Was that 10, John, or 80? If it was 80, his name is Alexis Tolosa.
I'd have to check the replay. We can do that one of these days.
Well, we'll see if the viewers start texting us in saying, providing who the correct number was.
So Hilfiger with a snap, takes it, hands it off, number 17. That's
Duarte.
Zephan Duarte gains about 7, so it'll be 2nd and 3rd for Holtville.
Duarte, the 4th leading rusher on this Holtville squad, as they average 320 yards per game on the ground, 88 yards in the air. Spencer Hilfiger has a 120.5 quarterback rating, which is outstanding.
So the Bulldogs showing blitz on a 2nd and short. Hilfiger takes the snap, hands it off. Again, Duarte, the ball carrier, gets that first down. And they'll move it to the 40. So 1st and 10 for Holtville. Time is of the essence here with a little over 5 minutes to go in this football game.
Making the stop for Calexico was number 26, Castro, Andres Castro.
Hilfiger out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 at the 40. Hands it off, and there's number 44 for Calexico.
Francisco Arreola, John.
In on the stop, reading it very well behind the line of scrimmage and bringing up a loss on that Holtville run.
So the clock is still running, 4 minutes, 45 seconds remaining here in the 4th quarter. Holtville holding on to a 29-20 lead. Could be content to keep the ball on the ground to chew up the clock. But I wouldn't be surprised of a play action to put the game away with a pass, fake run and pass to Toten.
Hilfiger hands it off. Peyton Eiten brought down behind the line of scrimmage for a yard loss. Julian De Leon in on the stop.
Along with number 26, Andres Castro.
Oh, that was 26. I'm sorry.
It sounded good anyway, John. Hey, Sonny, the bunny.
3rd and 12 for Holtville.
Well, John, we got the next generation up here. Diego Moreno behind the camera. Sonny Moreno along with Frankie the 3rd Moreno.
They're all up here watching it. Hilfiger fakes the dive to Eiten, Seth Eiten, and decides to keep. Takes it up. The field probably picks up about 3 or 4, but a 4th down will come on, and they'll have to decide what they're going to do.
And that was middle linebacker Francisco Arreola making the ultimate stop there with 3:15 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The clock still running.
Bulldogs need 2 scores. They're going to punt the football back.
So number 11, Toten, the tight end, now playing center to make the deep snap.
Andres Ramirez dropping back along with Andrew Rivera. Bulldogs Need a special play here. It gets it off. It'll go in the direction of Rivera, but it takes a Bulldog bounce, and they'll spot it right about the 34, 35-yard line.
So that was Bryce Buscaglia punting the ball. A sophomore, 6'2", 175-pounder.
We have some updates, Vic. Central is up 20-17 in the third quarter over Christian. And the final, Imperial High School 31, Monte Vista 0.
Well, that was a great rebound by the Imperial Tigers after losing that tough, heartbreaking decision to Valley Center last Friday.
Esquer shooting it. Number 10, Troy Marin. A little flare pass here to the near side will take it up to about the 41.
Brought down by number 6, Donovan Johnston.
Stopping the clock. Johnny's Burritos is a family-run business established in 1963 by Johnny Palomino and his wife Ana Maria Palomino. Eat what you love at Johnny's Burritos, located in Brawley, Central, and Imperial. Open Monday through Saturday. Johnny's Burritos.
So David Esquer coming back to the huddle after getting instruction from the sideline from head coach Fernando Solano.
2:25 and counting. The Bulldogs on a second and short at their own 41. Esquer out of the shotgun. Low snap. Decides to step up. Keep it. And now not quite enough for first down, but we'll take it up to about the 43. No huddle offense. Bulldogs got to get set. Running the 2-minute drill with less than 2 minutes. And the pass to number 3, Andres Ramirez, incomplete. We'll stop the clock with a 4th down and 1.
That would have been a great catch if he was able to make it, but it falls short and incomplete. So with 1:53, the Bulldogs facing a 4th and a short 1. So you got to get that first down to keep this drive alive.
That's right, and otherwise it's over. Holtville will just take a knee. With 29-20 is the score here. Imperial Valley Classic, Holtville and Calexico. Esquer, shotgun, Pradis in motion. Handoff up the middle, Troy Marin just lowering his shoulders, get our first down and more. They're pushing him forward into the 30-yard line. A whole bunch of yards picked up by Troy Marin and Calexico, but there's flags flying everywhere.
A 29-yard run by Marin right up the middle, the gut of the Holtville defense, not able to bring him down.
The referees are conferring.
You think there might have been a face mask there at the end, John?
Not sure.
And all that grappling that may give the Bulldogs additional yardage if Lady Luck is on their side. Nevertheless, Esquer alertly gets a play from the sideline and calls it so that they're ready to.
There could have been a face mask. And they're still conferring. Havens and Sons Landscaping, located at 603 East Main Street in El Centro, specialized in gravel, rock, and stone for all your landscaping material needs. Let us know what your next project is. Call us at 352-6735. Havens Landscaping, proud sponsor of VSN. And by Fred Miramontes, Undersheriff, reminds you that you can start your Neighborhood Watch program in your rural area. The Sheriff's Department Crime Prevention Unit can assist you by meeting with you and your neighbors. Call us at 442-265-2000 for more information. Support your Neighborhood Watch volunteers.
Well, with 1:42 remaining, Holtville 29, Calexico 20.
The face masking call against Holtville.
So that'll add how many additional yards, 10 or 15? Or they're walking the wrong direction.
So that run was nullified. So it's going back to the original line of scrimmage.
So what are they going to do, repeat the down?
An excellent run, now nullified. And they're talking to the coach.
Well, I don't know what the referee saw there at the end of the play. You know,
well, Calexico's breaking the huddle already, and they're not even set. So, .142 to go in this football game. And referee J.J. Jackson talking to head coach Fernando Solano, finding out what the deal is.
well, you know, I'd give the ball to Zeus Pradas again.
Was that Zeus or was that Troy?
Or is it Marin, number 10?
Yeah.
So what happened? I don't
Well,
see anything.
We're looking at the instant replay here.
Was there a push and a shove? Number 75?
Well, they're
Swinging
gonna,
that arm?
whatever may have happened, they're going to run it again, a 4th and 1, back at the Calexico 43-yard line. And that's Esquer, double doubles out of the shotgun. Paradis in motion. He's going to give it to Marin again. Marin gets the first down, but not like the other first down.
But nevertheless, keeping this drive alive with a minute 30 remaining.
So it'll 1st and 10 with a minute and a half to go. The ball at the Calexico 42. Timeout is called. Listen to the Que Pasa Calexico podcast for candid conversations with many of Imperial Valley personalities. Jose Alejos has been hosting the podcast for over 5 years and has interviewed people who have ties to Imperial Valley. Stay tuned for the next Que Pasa Calexico with Jose Alejos. Learn, grow, and make the Imperial Valley a better place. And by La Resaca, which has the absolute best Mexican-style seafood, chabelas, and of course, best clamatos anywhere. Try the Sonora Fusion in El Centro for the best cuts of aged beef. That's La Resaca at 221 Campillo Street in Calexico and at 6th and State in El Centro.
Well, John, it looks like somebody removed our banner, as I don't see it down over there at the entrance to the stairs. I wonder if the fans got rid of it to improve their view.
They probably did. So a 1st and 10 for Calexico.
Adding insult to injury.
And he's got trips right. Pedro Cruz here to the near side. Esquer looking over crossing pattern. Pedro Cruz. But they stopped the play in motion.
Well, you know, the referees have kept their flags in their pockets for most of the game, and now here in the final 3 to 4 minutes, we've had 3 crucial penalties.
Well, let's see what the call is by J.J. Jackson. It's an official timeout. So that's all it was. So it's still 1st and 10 for Calexico. And he's got double doubles. Troy Marin in the backfield. Esquer shotgun snaps, looks for Troy, and is hit hard, but Troy tries to stand on his feet. That's a penalty flag. Would that be hitting a defenseless man? Wow.
Well, that was number 18. We don't have his name here on the roster. Do you have one on yours?
No. That was a big hit there.
Well, it was old-fashioned football, John. But some of those hits are outlawed today.
Yeah, because of injury and safety.
Right. Well,
That's
a primary concern of the Imperial Valley Referees Association and all the officials throughout the state is the safety of the players.
So 1st and 10, Calexico gets the ball moved up to the Holtville 40-yard line.
And rightfully so.
With a minute, 20 seconds to go. David Esquer out of the shotgun. De Leon in the backfield. David Esquer stepping up, decides to keep the football, running up the middle. And is stopped after a 10-yard gain, gets a 1st and 10, and they'll spot the ball at the 30 with a minute 12.
Bulldogs.
So there's another timeout for Calexico.
Reducing energy use during the summer is more important than ever. This summer, IID encourages you to do your part by setting your thermostat to 78 degrees or higher, avoiding the use of large appliances between 4 and 9 p.m., and turning off all unnecessary lighting. But there's more. IID provides a number of summer energy-saving opportunities to help you make the most of your energy savings efforts. Check out our tips and energy-saving guides at IID.com. Let's work together to stay cool and save energy this summer.
Well, we're back here in the final minute and 12 seconds. Holtville, Calexico. Calexico has the football at the Holtville 30-yard line, down 29-20 with David Esquer, Julian De Leon in the backfield, Pradis, and Ramirez, or Cruz to the near side. Esquer calls the signals, low snap. He's looking for a man, right side. And nobody there, but it looked like Andrew Rivera would be the intended receiver. So it goes incomplete, stopping the clock.
Well, that pass looked like it was thrown up for grabs and no receiver in the area. It stops the clock with 1:06 remaining. The ball's on the 30-yard line of the Vikings. And Calexico is now faced with a 2nd and 10. So plenty of time to get some plays in to get the ball in the end zone. They score an onside kick, John, and we may have some fireworks in the closing seconds of this ball game.
So Esquer out of the shotgun. De Leon in the backfield. Another low snap. Esquer makes do. Goes deep to Pedro Cruz. He's there. And touchdown, Calexico! Pedro Cruz with a lofty pass from David Esquer is there in the end zone to catch the football, and Calexico on the board again.
Well, it was a foot race between Cruz and number 4 of Holtville, Saul Axel Banda, 5'5", 140-pound defensive back, and it was Cruz that came up with a clutch, an outstanding catch, a perfect example of concentration, and the pass beautifully thrown by quarterback David Esquer, and now the Bulldogs find themselves down by a score of 29-26 with 59 seconds remaining.
2-point conversion, Julian De Leon pounding his way up the middle, and it's good. So 2 points for Calexico. Jesus.
It's a 1-point ball game, John. Now you bring in Lorenzo Rodriguez, all 330 pounds of him, to do that famous pooch kick.
Onside, has to be onside, don't you think?
Well, I think he'd be better off at a pooch.
Okay. Well, we'll see what Coach Solana has in store. But what a great series here by Calexico.
And we hope you didn't turn off your TV dial, ladies and gentlemen, or change channels, because this has been a barn burner. And whoever has the ball last may win this ball game.
And Calexico is making sure 11 guys are out there.
Well, Holtville started out fast, putting up 16 points on the scoreboard in the first quarter, and now it seems like Calexico is closing fast in the final 4 minutes of this ball game.
And you bring everybody up for the kickoff.
See that open spot there inside the 35-yard line? That's where that pooch kick would work wonders. Well, who's going to kick the football?
They got Ernie Sanchez back in there, and he kicked it off the first time.
Well, they need his speed for the recovery. Okay, here they go, John. It's going to be the most exciting 10 seconds of your life.
59 seconds. A minute to go, folks.
Less than a minute to go, 59.6.
And we'll see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, there's a timeout, Holtville.
Adding to the suspense.
So Holtville calls a timeout, and so will we.
So So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to an exciting barn burner of a football game with 59.6 seconds. Calexico scoring on an outstanding reception by
Pedro Cruz.
Pedro Cruz on a touch pass by David Esquer. And now we get set for the kickoff. Calexico down by a score of 29-28. Ernesto Sanchez, number 21, getting set for the kickoff. Holtville anticipating an onside kick.
And it takes a good bounce, but Holtville falls on it at the 40.
Well, it took that ideal bounce, John, but right to a Holtville receiver as he was able to clutch it there off the carom.
And that may be it, as there's only less than a minute to go.
And you think the Vikings will go into victory formation?
Looks like it. That may be what's happening. They're all coming in close together.
Well, you couldn't have gotten any closer other than a tie game, 29-28.
And that's why those extra points are very critical in games like this. Calexico missed a couple of extra points. And had they made them, they'd be up 30-29, but they didn't, and here we are. And so that'll be it. They'll run one more play, Vic, and what an outstanding game. Division 5 San Diego CIF football with number 3 seed Holtville and number 5 seed Calexico almost evenly matched. Calexico playing outstanding defense and outstanding offense. Both of these teams playing good football. Some mistakes, some penalties, but overall, Vic, it was an exciting game. It just so happened that Calexico came short.
John, it was an exciting game that earned the respect of all football lights here enjoying this game in Berger Field in Holtville, as the players gave it their all, and exchange of camaraderie and sportsmanship there at the 50-yard line as they're embracing one another and giving their shout-outs to one another, wishing each other a great game, and congratulations abound.
And you see the camaraderie, because I know a couple of the coaches for Holtville played at Calexico. One, Fabian Gonzalez, played for me when I was coaching with Al Gutierrez and Dagdagan.
Well, this is what makes the Imperial Valley so special, John, is every community, though they may be a few miles apart, they're very close with family and fellowship and community service. So the Calexico Bulldogs journey to Holtville, and they find themselves on the losing end of a 29-28 score to the hosting Holtville Vikings, who extend their record to 5 wins, no losses, and Calexico drops to 3 wins and 2 losses, as both schools will be having a bye week next week. The only games to be played will be by Brawley, and league will start the first Friday of October.
This 1 week will give them a break to heal injuries, to look at film, to regroup, and face Central, the Spartans tonight, beating Christian, I think we've got the latest score. So it's going to be an exciting season for Calexico. They're going to start league in a couple of weeks. They've got to prepare because that's the toughest part of the season. So here we are looking at the cameras down here, Vic. It's been a wonderful game. What do you think were the keys to Holtville's success tonight besides being having an outstanding quarterback in Seth Hilfiger and running back by Peyton and Seth Manning?
Seth Eiten.
Seth Eiten. What did I say? Peyton Manning.
It's easy to say. But nevertheless, the Holtville Vikings were well prepared. They executed, John, early in the game and throughout the game. Offensive line blocking, they controlled the trenches in the first half, and Calexico didn't have an answer for that on the defensive side of the ball. But Calexico regrouped. They were scoring at the same pace on touchdowns after long drives, but Calexico couldn't convert on the point afters, and that was the difference in the ball game. And as a result, Holtville was successful on their first two run conversions to give them a 16-6 lead, a 10-point cushion, and they were able to carry that throughout the game into the fourth quarter. And in the closing minute, Calexico rallied to come up 1 point shy, but they couldn't recover that onside kick, and as a result, the victory falls to the Holtville Vikings, and rightfully so, because they controlled the outcome of the game from the outset, and Calexico put up a valiant effort, and they have nothing to be ashamed about, and it was a well-played game. So if you were able to see it in person or on the screen through live stream, I'm sure it was an enjoyable game to watch.
And, we saw Calexico with a different arsenal tonight. We saw Pedro Cruz doing some outstanding wide receiving ability, catching the football and running with it. We saw Troy Marin. We also saw Ernie Sanchez, who was injured at the Calapat game, do some good work. Abraham Sasueta on his defensive position. I mean, we had some good plays from the Calexico side, and we saw that tonight. We didn't see that much at the last game we called, which was at Castle Park, but Calexico has been developing, has been growing as the season has been moving along, and right now in mid-season, they should be playing their best football.
Well, they should, John, but don't sell them short on Castle Park. They beat Castle Park 60-6, so there was some quality play.
But you saw more tonight, is what I'm saying. Okay. You saw more playmakers by different players.
Okay, that's where. So there was the wealth was spread out throughout the team, and you had other players standing up, and that's what it takes, John. You field 11 players, whether it's on offense or defense, and all 11 have to click on every play. You can't just have 4 players try to carry the remaining 7. On the Holtville side of the ball, they had a consistent effort from their offensive team, their running backs, Seth Eiten and Peyton Eiten, weighing only 160 pounds, but they run like they weigh 230 pounds. It took several tacklers to try to tackle them on any given play. They were able to push the ball forward, and Seth Hilfiger, with his field generalship and play calling, he had the Bulldog defense, particularly the secondary, on their heels because they weren't sure if he would play action and pass. And when he did pass, he was very successful.
And you've got a storied rivalry here with Holtville and Calexico going back over 100 years. And this is what Imperial Valley football is all about. Teams like Calexico and Holtville, even though they're non-league, but they're still in the same division, and they're putting up a good fight against each other.
It's always been a pleasure calling a Calexico Holtville game, and it's always been more of a pleasure actually being at the stadium where the game's being played, whether it's here at Berger Stadium or Willis Ward in Calexico. So an exciting night for football. It truly was the South End game of the week, and both teams deserve kudos for their outstanding play.
We'd like to thank all of you, our listening audience, our listening and our viewing audience, for tuning us in tonight here on VSN. We'd like to thank our halftime guests, Mr. Anthony Arevalo
and CJ
Johnston for gracing our airwaves at the halftime and finding out what's going on here at Holtville High School. We'd like to thank our program director, Will Torres, Joaquin Matus, Jose Alejos, And our camera guy, Diego Moreno, who filled in tonight for Panchito Garcia, who's down at the Baja 250. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's final score is Holtville 29 and Calexico 28.
You know, tonight truly was a family affair, John, with the Morenos, the Olejo side of the family, and as well as the Carrillo side.
Well, next week we're not going to be going on at VSN. We're taking a break. A lot of the teams have a bye, but you can catch us in 2 weeks as we travel to Cal Jones Field, home of the Central Spartans, where the Calexico Bulldogs will take on the Spartans for game number 1 in the Imperial Valley League. So I'm saying, Vic, any final thoughts as we close out this broadcast?
Well, just that we hope the viewing audience enjoyed the game. We certainly enjoyed broadcasting it. And a final apology for the technical difficulties that we experienced at the outcome, at the beginning of the game. As a result, we hope we were able to capture everything that we wanted to capture, and that was the playing of the game.
So we thank you all, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks, saying good night from VSN.